So, Bill, what's driving you to drink this week?
Well, maybe a good thing as opposed to something that makes you angry. I had a really nice chat a couple of days ago with a really interesting fellow, John Williams at Shadow Stats. John has done some interesting work in recreating M3, the M3 monetary aggregate. By way of background, the Federal Reserve, our Congress in its infinite wisdom, has directed the Federal Reserve and the FOMC to control the total amount of money and credit for 300 million other people in America. And given that federal law directs the Federal Reserve to do this, then they have to count that stuff up somehow. If they're told to monitor the aggregates of the total amount of money and credit for 300 million people, they have to count it. And those statistics are included in the accounting for the money supply, including things like M1, M2, and historically M3. M1 is the narrowest count of money. It's about basically the currency circulating outside of banks and demand deposits. M2 adds savings deposits and money market mutual funds, an interesting substitute for bank money. And the broadest of all was the M3 aggregate, which added big dollar amounts for things like institutional money funds and euro dollars. Interestingly, the Federal Reserve stopped reporting M3 in 2006, in early 2006, during the bubble before the bust in 2007, 2009. At the time, the Federal Reserve stopped reporting it. It said that M3 didn't provide any information beyond what was already in M2, which raises the question, what if M3 was actually growing faster than M2, which it was? And in fact, the stuff that was in M3 that wasn't in M2 was growing rapidly before the bubble burst in late 2007 into 2008 and into 2009. So it's possible the Federal Reserve started reporting M3 and then stopped right when it became valuable. Well, Mr. Williams has developed this new, his own measure of M3 and is valuably producing this statistic. Going forward, we look forward to following his work more closely, including his work on measuring inflation, another topic for another day. Cheers.